Waiting outside. They finally had baseball. Top fourth, 1-0 Sox, Mike Piazza. Very good height on that off Pete Shurick. His 25th of the year, and we're tied at matchsticks. Bottom seven, Brian Dauba, Friday's hero. He and Todd Pratt, they're going to discuss things. They had to be separated. While that's all happening, Dennis Cook, he's out there on the mound. Well, then same inning.
And while this is all going on,
everybody comes out. Now we got it. You got to doctor the baseball a little, says Cook. Go out there and get him. Carl Everett, got dinged. Cook, they say, go away, you're mean. They throw him out of the game. He pleads his case as Everett's crowding the plate. We can't have that. Then turns his attention to the Red Sox bench and Trot Nixon. They exchange words. Go over there and talk to Trot Nixon. Yeah, there you are. It's not really going well for these two clubs. This game is tied at 3. Top 8, 4-3 Sox. Derek Lowe pitching to Mike Piazza. And perhaps they should have just kept arguing, because when they played baseball, the Mets were better. And that's refreshing. His 26th, second of the game, dented the baseball and all that stuff. Bottom 9, 6-4. Manny Alexander striking out against Armando Benitez, and the Mets win at 6-4. Piazza's second turns out to be the game winner. Nomar goes 4 for 4 and is now batting a level .400.
Tender right elbow. Bottom of the third, no score runners on second and third. There, your visual proof. 2 men out. Randy Wolf to Carlos Delgado, and he swings right through it. Wolf gets out of the early jam. Delgado K'd twice. Top of the fourth, we're still scoreless. Michael Eberthal. So right center into the gap. Conveniently labeled the gap for you there in Toronto. Scott Rowland scoring all the way from first. It's 1-0 Phils on Lieberthal's lone hit. And check out Homer Bush. He is bored out of his skull. We're keeping you up, Homer. Bottom of the 9th, Toronto down 2-1. Bush at the plate. He's wide awake there off Jeff Brantley, and that is gone. The Blue Jays tied at 2. First homer of the year from Bush. Still bottom of the 9th. Jays runners on first and third as, oh yeah, they celebrate. Brantley dealing to Raul Mondesi, and Scott Rowland diving play, throws home. Shannon Stewart is in there. He is feeling good, and the Jays take it 3-2. Bush, the unlikely hero, said afterwards, quote, I thought it was a pop-up. He hits lots of those. Said Brantley, when a guy is hitting .214, you have to throw strikes. That's .223 to be exact. 3 hits for Bush. Extends his hitting streak to 9 games. Marlins and Yanks about $80 million apart in payroll, a game and a half apart in the standings. Chuck Knobloch sitting this one out, chatting with Denny Nagel. Knobloch's day-to-day, by the way. Bernie Williams, he was playing. 2-run homer, his 20th, 2-0 Yankees. Very next batter is David Justice. It's still the first inning. Justice going deep. That's number 23 on the year for him. Back-to-back homers. It's 3-0 New Yorkers. Top of the third, still 3-0. One on for Preston Wilson. Off the rocket, first start since the Piazza incident. That's number 20 for him. Makes it a 3-2 game. Wilson also K'd twice in the game. Tends to do that a lot. Top of the fourth, tying run at third. Paul Bacco hitting. Clemens breaking the hands, and they call a balk. Derek Lee comes home, but we've got controversy. Clemens says the batter stepped out of the box and actually wins the argument. The call's reversed. John Bowles, well, he's not happy with it. Argues, but to no avail. Next pitch, Bacco back to the box. Clemens knocks it down, gets the play at first. That ends the threat. Yankees take advantage. Bottom of the fourth, 2 runners on. Ryan Thompson just called up from the minors on Thursday, and he comes through, taking Dempster deep. A 3-run homer, 6-2 in favor of the Yanks, as Dempster is bumming, and the Yanks win it by that 6-2 final, halting Florida's 3-game winning streak.
In Baltimore, play the O's, new hat, new uni, he's ready to go. Bottom third, 1-zip O's. Mike Bordick sends one to center, but Andrew Jones, there as always, slides, little grass stain, bleach, that should come right out, not a problem. Top 4, Kilvio Veras up. This looks harmless enough. Trying to get out of the way of a pitch, and he crumbles. Going to have an MRI on Saturday. Possible ligament damage. Sidney Ponson, he is not a cat person. Andres Galarraga tattoos that one. 21st of the year, and the Braves go up 2-1 in the 5th. Bottom 7, 3-1 Braves. Ashby striking out. Mike Bordick looking. Braves needed to use just one pitcher. They win it 4-1. Ashby obtained Wednesday a winner, on Friday a complete game. 1 run, 7 hits, 4 walks, 6 Ks, the final line.
Bottom of the second, 1-1 game. Runners on base for Gerald Williams. 2-run single up the middle off Tony Armas Jr. 3-1 D-Rays. Williams 4 RBI on the night. Homered for the third straight game as well. Top of the seventh now, 7-2 D-Rays. Albie Lopez facing Terry Jones. Back up the middle, and Lopez begins the double play. 1-6-3 if you're scoring at home, but if you're sitting at home scoring Sports Center highlights, you probably ought to get out more. Lopez induced 4 double plays on the night. D-Rays win at 8-5.
A free agent. Bulls want him, so they brought him to the game. Bottom first, no score. Frank Thomas. Mercy off Garrett Stevenson. 2-run homer now. 1,117 RBIs. Passes Luke Appling for the White Sox all-time lead, and he did it in 963 fewer games. 2-0 White Sox. Thomas Howard, 3-2 pitch, gets away, thinks that's ball 4, so he walks down there. Edgar Renteria scores, but the problem is Thomas Howard just struck out. So there's no score, and it's still 2-1 Chicago. Top 5. Cards down 2-1 Jim Edmonds. He's an all-star. Cal Eldridge, if you're the pitcher, Cal Eldridge, that is negative feedback. Game tied at 2 on the 26th of the year for Edmonds. Later in the 5th, 2 outs to be exact. Eldridge, we show him, he's there on the mound. You can see him. Throws the pitch, and he's got some tenderness there. He had elbow surgery in '95. Minor discomfort in the right elbow, so he left. Precautionary measure. Top 7 still tied. 2-2. Ray Langford getting on with it. He was 2 for 4. His average now 259. That's the highest it's been since the second day of the season. It's a triple, which means for Fernando Tatis going to run out all the way home and score. That's the lead run. The Cards up 3-2. Top 8, 5-2 St. Louis. Bases are loaded for Eduardo Perez. He was called up from the minors to fill McGuire's roster spot, and of course, he hits his first of the year, a grand slam. Sean Dunston hit one Thursday. Cards win at 9-4. The Cards now 8 slams. That breaks the team record.
And how'd he do?
And I just...
Okay. You should see Chuck Finley try to do a triple Lutz. He doesn't do very well either. Top of the first, that's Finley facing Will Cordero. 1 on, 1 out. Shallow center, Robbie Alomar makes the catch. Cordero 0 for 4 in the game. The D was contagious. Very next batter's Brian Giles. Bats this one to first. Jim Tummy, nice play, and gets it over to Finley for the out. That ends the inning. Bottom of the second, Russell Branyan. Guy hits a lot of homers. 3-run job to center, his 12th of the year. He had 4 RBI in the game, 10 homers in 44 at-bats at the Jake. The Indians win it. They cruise 9-3. They're now within 8.5 of the White Sox in the AL Central. Finley K'd 4 past Lefty Grove and moved into 37th place on the all-time strikeouts list. Kevin Young, a pair of homers for the Pirates.
Rocky. 2-out knocks are the best kind off Rolando Araujo. Jr. will score. The Reds take a 1-zip lead. Bichette 2 for 5 on the night. Top 7th, runner on first for Sean Casey. He having him held some business. 2-run homer. He was 4 for 5. He's 16 for 28 with 5 homers. 16 ribs in his career at Coors. It's 7-0. Pete Harnisch striking out Tom Goodwin for the last out of the game with the bases loaded. He had 2 on the night, but he goes the route. 9-2. Pete Harnisch, a complete game at Coors. How often do you see that? 22nd of his career. The first by a Cincinnati starter all season. First in 103 games dating back to last season. Junior, 2 for 2, 3 runs in the first triple of his season. Rocks have lost 9 straight, which is below average.
And that is Barry Bonds hitting a home run. First inning off Kevin Apier. His 30th of the year. More on that number coming up. Giants go up 1-0. Top of the 7th, we're tied at 2. Runners 2nd and 3rd. Miguel Tejada. The pop-up, Rich Aurelia going out into short left. Jason Giambi tagging from 3rd, and Aurelia says, how dare you. Guns him down. Game remains tied at 2. Bottom of the 7th now. Felipe Crespo pinch hitting. Runners at 1st and 3rd. 2 outs facing Apier. And Crespo coming through. Lining one up the middle, scores Aurelia. Giants go on to win it by the final of 4-2. Bonds 2 for 3, including that homer in 5 games against Oakland. He is 9 for 17 with 5 homers and 8 RBI. San Fran winning for the 10th time in its last 11 games. More on Bonds' big blast. It was the 9th straight year he has reached 30 homers. That ties him for 2nd on the all-time list with some very impressive company. Mike Schmidt, Eddie Matthews, and the Iron Horse. Only Jimmy Fox, who did it 12 straight times, had a longer streak. To the Bob, D-backs, Rangers, bottom 5, tied at 1. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Steve Finley, and he comes up humongous. Off Kenny Rogers down the right field line, clears the bases. Jay Bell, Luis Gonzalez, Matt Williams all score. It is 4-1 Arizona. Bottom of the 7th, 5-1 now. Finley facing Rogers, this time with the bases empty. And he takes him deep. Number 26 for Finley, 74 RBI. D-backs up to 6-1. Top of the 9th now, Armando Reynoso looking to go the distance. Man on for Mike Lamb, and he goes out like a lamb. Flying out to Finley to make the catch. Finley in 100% of the shots of this highlight. Ties a record held by many. First complete game for Reynoso since June 5th, 1997.
Fourth game minus A-Rod. Top 6-2-1 Padres. John Olerud. Oh, that could be trouble. Looks like a two-bagger. Problem is you got a first base ump. It's called time. Means the play doesn't matter. Lou Piniella, he argues it. He says, you know what? Your man's going to have to get back in the box. A-Rod can't play, but he can sit there and be puzzled. Piniella, further efforts to get his point across, but it doesn't appear to be working. So Olerud has to hit again. Olerud has this situation completely under control. Get back in the box. 2 pitches later. How about a 3-run homer? Yeah, that'll teach you, huh? You should have given me the double. Lou, he's a little bit more relaxed. The blood pressure's down. Mariners win it by a count of 7-5. Erie even the series at 1-1. They have won 11 straight series, can pull out a 12th with a win. Bottom 4, Kent Bottenfield against Gary Sheffield. Iron jump up. Yeah, 2 for 3 is 29th. Chef, Dodgers leading at 2-1. Top 7, Angels trail 3-1. Kevin Brown throwing, Troy Gloss hitting, and hitting better. 27th of the year. 3 for 5. He's now hitting .383. Brown, more trouble in the 7th. Bottenfield singles with 2 out. Darren Erstad steps in, and that's his 18th of the year. It doesn't land till it's over the fence there. KB had to leave in the 8th. Minor sprained muscle in his shoulder. In the 9th, Erstad playing defense. You like the guy that can drive in one and save one as well. Angels winning it 5-3. You get 2 looks. Ain't that grand. Gloss, his last 5 games, 8 for 16. Years ago, this was a great AL series. That would be Jeff D'Amico with the Royals on the left and Jeff D'Amico with the Brewers on the right. That would be Jeff D'Amico with the Brewers pitching to Joe Wren and Joseph Gregory Randa. You get in his house right now. 4-6-3 double play. Top 5th, Brewers lead 2-0. Henry Blanco. Royals got some guys with gloves. They're going to play some defense. Mark Quinn, who hit a homer, saves extra bases there. Still 2-zip. Top 8, Brewers going to add to it. Jose Hernandez with a runner on. Jose Hernandez. Hit it in a fountain or something like that. Not quite. Would have been moist. 2-run homer. He had 3 driven in. Brewers win it 4-0. Jeff D'Amico, the Brewers' Jeff D'Amico. They call him Big Daddy. Middle name Charles. He's from Florida. 7 shutout innings. Just 3 hits. Wins his 3rd straight decision. He hadn't done that since 1997. His ERA now 2.16 for 58 in the 3rd innings. Solid. Max Suzuki still winless in KC. The Royals have lost 9 of 11.
Cubs and Twins, and the beauty of baseball is someone's got to win here. A little pregame ritual there from the Twins, dancing in the dugout. This an in-game ritual from Sammy Sosa, hitting home runs. It's the 24th time he's done it this year. 453 feet, Cubs up 1-0.
Just barely made it.
Still top of the 2nd. In fact, the very next pitch, Glenn Allen Hill, Sammy's buddy, he goes deep as well. His 10th homer, one of 3 hits for Hill. Cubs up 2-zip. Top of the 6th, bases loaded, 1 out. Mark Grace just inside the bag, brings home a couple runs. Cubs go up 6-0. They win at 6-2. The 2 hits for Grace there. Another solid performance out of John Lieber on the hill. 7 scoreless innings, puts together his first ever 4-game winning streak. He's given up just 2 runs in his last 25 innings. The Twins' only runs coming on a 2-run shot by Jake Cannizzaro. The improving Tigers taking on the Stros. Scott Ellerton, good bubblegum collection. A couple pieces in mint condition there. Hideo Nomo facing Lance Berkman. And Berkman gets the better of that little battle. 13th homer of the season. It's a 2-2 game, 1 of 2 hits for him. Later in the same inning, 3-2 Stros. Nomo to Mitch Molesky. 2-run shot, all part of a 4-run inning. 5-2 Stros. Molesky is 10th homer, just the 8th Astros rookie ever to hit double digits in homers. Top of the 5th, 2 on, 2 out. Molesky to Dean Palmer, and oops, throws it away. Jeff Bagwell scores. Richard Hidalgo, they're going to wave him around as well. He scores all the way from first. 15th error of the year for Palmer. And the Astros go on to win it 9-4. Craig Biggio, a homer shy of the cycle.